Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we're going to be taking a look at what has been going on most recently with Multivac. As we get into this video, if you do find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you are going to be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, with all of that said, done and out of the way, let's jump on down into the desktop and take a look at what has been going on most recently with the price action of MTV. We're going to start things off, guys, with our hourly view. Okay, we're going to review kind of what's going on the micro scale and then zoom out a little bit and reanalyze what this bit of a mess is all about, and to kind of give you an idea of what's going to happen in the next kind of couple of days, in maybe even week or so. Okay, so we do have a very choppy move to the downside, right? We obviously have this measured as an ABC move just here, but obviously this actual bounce to the upside here was a B wave. This was actually bringing us into a C wave low just here, and then we start to see a lot of choppy action, right? It's not impulsive to the downside, and we can confirm this because we actually have overlap, right? Just inside here, this wick and these wicks here. This effectively means that this is actually an ABC in itself and is not like a wave 4, for example, and this not wave 5. But so what we're going to do is we're going to quickly mark that up. We actually have an A, a B, and a C just in here with basically like a double or triple top, and now we're coming back down. Now this move to the downside, this is overly concerning, because we have actually now triggered effectively, this is a 1.618 of the A wave. So on the larger scale, we actually have this C wave just here coming all the way to this point. This effectively is actually a third wave because we've actually gone past the 1.382, creating an impulsive move to the downside, and we have that 1.618 actually getting hit with this wick just here, that low being 0.007700, and I think that's actually exactly where this goes, but my measurements aren't the best. So what we'll do is we'll actually review that, right? This is wave A, wave B, and wave C. So obviously there's lots of choppy stuff in here, but then there's this real big definitive move, right? And this is actually looking like an A wave at the moment. So this will be our A. Would look to move up with a wave B, and then we would look to pull back down. Okay, now this is important because what we were looking for here is a fourth wave on our larger scale and a fifth wave down lower. So I'm going to remove that fib there, and I'm also going to remove this one now that we know it's impulsive. That's an old one, and I'll remove that too. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is we actually want to remove this larger ABC, and we want to actually draw this up as a 1 through 5. Okay, so wave 1 coming down, wave 2 going up, wave 3 coming down to where we are right now, wave 4 potentially coming up here, and we'll get an idea on that in a second, and then wave 5 coming down, and again I'll get an idea on where that's going to go in a moment.
This video has been sponsored by Crypto.com. Now don't skip ahead just yet. With Crypto.com you can buy and sell cryptocurrency at their true cost. Earn a nice juicy passive income on your crypto holdings, but you can also sign up for their debit card. Now this kitchen that we're in right now has been paid for using the Crypto.com debit card. I earned 3% cashback, and as a result of that I have that cashback paid in CRO tokens. Now the CRO token is an appreciating asset, which basically means 3% today could be 10, 20 or even 30% in the future. This is a great way to treat your portfolio on your everyday expenses. Now there is a link in the description down below, guys, where you can use our link to basically sign up to Crypto.com, apply for that debit card, and you'll earn $25 to get you going. So why not check out Crypto.com today? Links in the description below, and let's get back to the video.
Okay, so this is obviously the structure of what we're looking at to the downside, right? So there's a bottom to be formed, and in forming that bottom, we should be acknowledging that yes, is going to potentially now trigger, an ABC move to the upside, or maybe it'll even go impulsive, right? So what we're going to do first is we are going to kind of get an idea on where our fourth wave is likely to go based on this entire third wave, right? So in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the top of our third wave and we're going to pull a fib all the way down to the bottom of our third wave. This then gives us these Fibonacci retracement levels, and if we're retracing up, i.e. we're bouncing up into a fourth wave, where do we think that is likely to go? Okay, so we can obviously acknowledge that there's some interesting areas around here. Okay, so there's going to be some resistance in this area. This would be the 382, and there's also, of course, the 618 and so forth. But we're not allowed overlap. So we know that 0.0093593, this area of wave 1, this is going to be the invalidation point. Wave 4 should not cross this point. If it crosses this point, then there is no fifth wave low, and that's a good sign, right? We're going up. But if we're looking for accumulation, we need to keep this fourth wave below this area, and we want to see a fifth wave low if we want to accumulate at a cheaper price. So right now, obviously, we have wave 1, this is fixed in, with wave 2 highs, that's fixed in. Wave 4 cannot cross this point. So we are looking at potentially a 382 retracement. This has also come in line with this area just here. This would also be an area of resistance. So I'm going to pop this right here for now. That would actually give us a high point of about 0.0090772 approximately. That would be the point where I would expect a B wave retracement to go to. Before we start to see any pullback down. Now we know that, we can obviously start to plot a bit of I'll get a bit of an idea as to what would happen if we were to run a fib on that fourth wave. This actually then plots out an approximate fifth wave low, which would be a 1.618 minimum threshold. Can go, of course, to the 2.618 or 3.618, but for now we'll go ahead and put this on that 1.618. Okay, and again, we actually measured the distance on our A, B, and C move. So let me just do that. So we have our where are we? A wave just here, right? So this area just here, and then of course if we were to move this over, it would be a zigzag instead. Okay, so we'd actually look for an extension on there. So it's possible that actually that B wave or that fourth wave doesn't go that high. Just to bear in mind that that C wave low would have to, yeah, there's a probability that actually we might not even go as high as that. So we'll have to watch out for that. I think there's going to be resistance up here around this zone as well. So let's actually run a fib on this entire A wave just here and get a most probable area for a bounce to the 618. That would actually put us around about here. So the 236 on the bigger scale. This would be a 0.0086093. Okay, so if that fourth wave is there and we then measure that distance on that, that would give us our low of our fifth wave coming in as a minimum threshold of 0.0072918. That to me is more probable, and in doing that, then yeah, there you go. So therefore our C wave on a 1-to-1 ratio would come in at 0.0072987. Those two would then actually be in sync. Now it's possible, of course, that we do come down lower, but this is going to be the starting position of our fifth wave. Or I say starting, this is where we would most probably look to kind of finish this one off. Okay, so if we zoom on back out, we can obviously now get confirmation of a couple of things, right? So one, we obviously have this impulsive move coming down on a much bigger scale. So if we were to zoom out to a 4-hourly or an 8-hourly, maybe even a daily, this would be really, really clear for us. It's quite choppy here on the hourly, but you get the idea. So wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4 potentially coming up towards that 0.0086. And then a pullback down towards 0.0072918. That would be the last point of accumulation, completing this entire correction. And then from here, we would look for an ABC on a big scale to the upside. Now, on here, of course, there's no guarantee that we go higher than where we were previously, which if we zoom on out, we can see was a corrective action in itself, an expanding correction, which is a weird place to actually have that, to be fair. So that might not be the best kind of, larger scale there. I might actually have to redraw that in the future. So if we actually take a look at it, there's no guarantee that this ABC goes higher than our fifth wave high over this side, but there is a high probability of it. Now, what we really wanted to do was actually keep this into a 3 wave instead of 5 waves. We didn't want this to go into 5 waves down. However, it obviously has followed Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's had those 5 waves down as well. Overall, though, we are in a pretty good position. across pretty much most of the crypto space, in the fact that this correction is pretty much correcting all of the stochastic RSIs. We've got a little bit here, we're pushing up right now in the small time frame, and again, you're going to expect volatility on the smaller time frame. On the 4 hourly, we're already oversold. On the 8 hourly, we're oversold. The daily, we're oversold. The weekly, we're just coming out of the oversold, and I don't think there's too much information really here to give us much on our monthly chart. But overall, things are looking pretty good for a bit of a bottom, and this is actually a move of a retracement on the larger scale, which is obviously from here to here. So if I were to actually run this from the bottom to the top here, for example, this fifth wave low would take us down to the 702. The recent low is just above the 618. So there's in this real sweet spot. There's also the ability to pull down a little bit lower into that 786. But this is the most probable area that we look for retracements on. We always come to the 618. The 702 resonates incredibly well with many cryptocurrencies, and of course the 786, right? So this actually is the sweet spot for reversal. So an ABC up from here is something that we should be looking forward to in the future, and we should be, taking the opportunity that is going to be presented to us in the near future, in my opinion, for accumulating more multivac at a discounted rate, right? A lot of people have always kind of left comments saying they wish that they could buy, multivac at the same time that we did at half a cent, for example. And so 0.007, that isn't a bad price. And, I still think multivac's going to perform well. So I think there's going to be, many, many gains to be made on this one. But of course, that is just my personal opinion. I am, of course, not a financial advisor, and I cannot offer you financial advice. So it's important that you do your own research and come to your own conclusions. I do present this data to you and what I think is the most probable outcome of what I think is likely to happen next here with the multivac. And guys, if you have found this video useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you are going to be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all this said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.